Hey, this is Liz Bentley, and today I wanted to talk about the storylines that define our life. And these storylines start at a really young age. So they start when we're young with adjectives, where people will say you're pretty, or you're smart, or you're athletic, or you're creative. They'll say sometimes bad things like you're difficult, and you're challenging, and you're rigid, and you always are depressed, or always seem unhappy. You're hard to please. Okay, and then we also have people who tell us why we are the way we are. You're the oldest, so you're bossy. You like to be in charge, you take the lead. You're the middle, so you're always negotiating and keeping the peace. You're the youngest, so you're spoiled and trying to get all this attention, and so on and so forth. You have all sisters, you have all brothers, you're an only child. And then we have our history, which is just our family, what happened around us. And this can be we were the child of an alcoholic, or we grew up poor, or we grew up with scarcity, or we grew up with abundance and tons of opportunity and we were kind of spoiled, or we felt abandoned, we felt alone. We didn't feel like we got the attention that we needed or the love and the connection we were seeking. We felt ignored, you name it. All of these things are a part of our story. And now we're adults and we have these stories. And some of these stories work for us and some of them don't. And sometimes the story does both. It sometimes works for us and it sometimes doesn't, but we feel compelled to hold on to it. So for example, let's say your whole life you were told you were kind and nice. And so now you feel obligated to always be in a position of being kind and nice, even when you don't want to be, and even when it doesn't make sense. But because this is your identity, you feel you have to hold on to it. What if you're the person who's always positive and always cheering everybody on? Well, what happens when you don't want that job anymore, or you don't want it as much as you're supposed to have it? See, we can shift our storylines all the time. We're allowed to be anybody we want to be in this lifetime, and that's what's so great about it. So here are my tips, okay? Number one, let's look at your storylines. Look at the ones that are great, the ones from your life that you love, that you want to hold on to, that you cherish so deeply and define you in such a positive way. But then look at those and also make sure that sometimes they aren't a negative. And then when they are a negative, be okay with it and work with it. Secondly, look at those storylines that are not working for you, the ones that are real negatives, the ones that are really bringing you down, and dig into them. Why are they there? Where did they originate? And look at the negative behavior that comes from the storyline because you're saying it in your head. So for example, if you say, I've always been the difficult one in my family, and now you play out that role in your life again and again and again because you keep saying to yourself, I'm the difficult one in my family. It's time to let that go. You do not have to be the difficult one anymore. So step 3 is after you've evaluated both your positive and your negative storylines, start to take action. Because at the end of the day, life isn't just about thinking about what we want to do, it's about doing something. So take action and start to make a storyline that defines you from today moving forward, exactly how you want to be. And allow that storyline to continue to unfold in all the beautiful ways that it can. Okay? Thanks, and I'll see you next Tuesday.